turned on? No? Yes, maybe. There we go. Okay, I wish I was doing an African dance, but no, not today. Actually, my talk is a little bit different, I guess, than a conventional TED talk. I want to talk about the idea is, why is a desk job such a stigma? Okay, some of the most creative and adventurous people that I've ever met have come from the corporate world. Older generations have told me that one of the problems that they have is that they lack purpose. Now, the younger generations, they don't lack purpose. They want to quit their jobs and change the world. And I'm guessing that that's why a few of you are watching this right now and are here at this event. So yeah, I've got a lot of stories I could share with you, but today I'm just going to share one. So when I was a kid, my brother and I would make films. We grew up making our own version of Star Wars. I interviewed my grandmother about the tree in her garden. And yeah, basically we grew up with this amazing perspective never to take life for granted. Thanks to my dad, I learned to say yes to every single opportunity. Thanks to my grandfather, I said yes with unrivaled enthusiasm. When things go wrong, laugh. And when things go really wrong, cry, because that is totally fine too. Failing is, and always has been, and still is, totally possible. Failing is always possible, but now I'm going to use the paper. So yeah, failing is and always has been, failing has always been possible. But there's never a plan B, because there's never a plan. When my brother and I, this is my brother failing at learning how to bungee jump. When my brother and I started making films, he told me that the best way to succeed was just to help every single person you can in every way that you can. And so when I started making documentaries on my own, I did just that. And I just helped everyone I could in every way that I could. I helped one family with a United Nations climate change expedition, sailing around, climbing the highest mountain in every continent to try and teach the world about our changing climate. And we went from school to try and teach children and collect positive solutions for our environment. What I learned there is that adventure is actually a great way, not just to educate, but to really inspire people and to engage people. When we were on our way to Everest, I met one guy from a northern village in India, and he was making paper. He was in a factory that was using sugarcane waste to create paper, and he told me that his dream was one day to use biomimicry to create a new plastic that, instead of becoming a waste and polluting the earth, would actually nourish the earth. And it stuck with me as an idea, is how can we inspire more factory workers around the world to look at their companies as a solution rather than a problem. So if you told me 10 years ago that I would one day form a company with a banker, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But basically, yeah, one adventure after the other. My niche for filming adventures kind of led me to meet this banker in Singapore. And he asked me to try and use adventure as a way to inspire young corporate professionals around social and environmental problems. So we built a company which is essentially trying to help companies discover purpose. And what we do is not charity, okay, because it's actually just really good business strategy. Millennials are all demanding more purposeful jobs. Companies have to become more authentic and gain trust. And we're all going to need to innovate to come up with solutions if we're going to fix any of the problems that we have right now. I'm not completely naive. I know that companies are the ones probably causing some of the world's biggest problems right now. It's probably why we're not going to see these guys around very long. But you can't look at companies necessarily just as a problem, because if we all agree in this room that companies need to change, it seems like a pretty obvious conclusion to me that we're going to need change makers to work within companies. Some would argue that it's okay to let the big dinosaurs collapse, but I actually completely disagree. If we quit, if we give up on corporations, we're throwing away possibly the only solution that we have to save the planet. Think about it. You Google any problem in the world right now, any social environmental problem, and there are thousands of solutions already. We have the technology already. We have the ideas already. What we need is scale. And companies have scale. Companies like McDonald's, like Walmart, like Apple, these guys have a massive global network all around the world. They have local teams. Think about companies as the largest distribution network for ideas in the world. And the thing is, if you're working within a company right now, you're already a part of what could be the largest problems in the world, or you're already a part of the solution. And by quitting your job, you're just leaving that decision to someone else. Someone maybe way less compassionate or passionate than you are. So if you are working in a 9-to-5, on Monday, my advice would be to reach out to your coworkers and ask them what inspires them, what gets them out of the bed in the morning. Create new networks, form new leadership teams, find ways to use whatever you learn in your MBA and all of this amazing education that we have to actually find solutions. So don't quit your desk job if you want to save the world. Just try and find your purpose within it. Thank you.